There are trends that come and go, and then there are pieces that simply stay. If you've lived long enough, you've probably seen every style come back around. Oversized collars, ruffles, puff sleeves, shoulder pads. But the truth is, not everything deserves a comeback. What truly lasts is the kind of elegance that doesn't try too hard. The quiet confidence that says, I know what works for me. For me, that's the blouse. A well-cut blouse is more than clothing. It's a mood, a memory, a quiet reminder that style has nothing to do with age, whether it's silk brushing softly against your skin or linen flowing on a summer afternoon. A beautiful blouse never betrays your years. And today, I want to share with you 7 timeless blouse styles that have never failed me, and won't fail you either. They're flattering, comfortable, and endlessly versatile. Perfect for brunch, travel, or an evening dinner where you still want to feel put together. Because after 60, elegance isn't about perfection. It's about feeling like yourself, only lighter, freer, and quietly radiant. If I had to keep just one blouse in my wardrobe, it would be a white silk one. There's something magical about it. The way it catches the light, the way it softens the face, the way it instantly says, elegance. Many women over 60 shy away from silk because they think it's too delicate or high maintenance. But here's the truth. A real silk blouse doesn't have to be fussy. It's not about being perfectly pressed. It's about the quiet drape, that natural sheen that flatters your skin tone and lifts your entire look. When choosing silk, go for a matte or washed finish instead of shiny satin. That subtle texture reflects light softly, adding warmth instead of glare, especially flattering for silver or salt and pepper hair. And the fit? Slightly loose, never tight. Let it move with you. Pair it with linen trousers for daytime ease, or tuck it into tailored black pants for dinner. Add a simple gold chain, a soft nude lipstick, and suddenly you look polished without trying. I remember meeting a friend for lunch last spring. She hadn't seen me in years. She looked at my blouse and said, "You look so fresh. What's your secret?" I smiled and said, "Silk, not surgery." We laughed, but I meant it. The right fabric can do more for your face than any facelift. A white silk blouse is also the best canvas for accessories. You can add color with a scarf, texture with jewelry, or layer a cardigan when the air cools down. It adapts, just like us. Avoid cheap polyester imitations. They might look fine on a hanger but tend to cling, trap heat, and lose that soft movement that makes silk so special. Instead, invest in one good piece. You'll reach for it again and again, year after year, and it will always feel right. Because a classic white silk blouse never shouts for attention. It simply whispers, "I've arrived," quietly. There's something about a bow tie blouse that feels both strong and soft. The perfect balance every woman over 60 understands so well. It whispers confidence without ever needing to raise its voice. Back in the 1970s, it was the uniform of elegant women who worked, led, and inspired. They wore their blouses with high-waisted trousers, lipstick, and quiet determination. Decades later, that same style still carries the same message, grace with purpose. For modern wear, the secret is proportion. Avoid the oversized theatrical bows that swallow your frame. Instead, look for a slim, softly draping tie that you can knot loosely at the neckline or leave undone for an effortless look. When you let the tie fall naturally, it creates a vertical line that elongates the neck and draws the eye upward. A subtle lifting trick most women never notice but instantly feel. Fabric matters too. Choose silk crepe, chiffon, or soft viscose, never stiff polyester. These fabrics move with you, creating that quiet luxury look without shouting formal. A pale blush, Ivory or soft sage green looks particularly beautiful against mature skin. Try pairing it with a structured blazer for meetings or a long pleated skirt for dinner. You'll look poised yet relaxed, like you know exactly who you are and don't need to prove it. I remember one client, a 62-year-old consultant, who told me she'd stopped wearing blouses because they made her feel old. I convinced her to try a soft gray bow tie blouse with cream trousers. The next week, she called me and said, "People kept asking if I'd just come back from vacation. I didn't realize confidence could look this simple." That's the thing. When the fabric moves, when the tie catches the light near your face, something shifts. You feel lifted, lighter, quietly powerful. To keep it modern, skip the busy prints or contrast piping. Let the blouse speak for itself. And if you want to add a little charm, choose a version with subtle cuffs or pearl buttons. Small, refined details that never go out of style. Because the bow tie blouse isn't just about looking pretty. It's about feeling composed, feminine, and entirely in control. All at once. There's a reason the wrap blouse has quietly survived every fashion decade. It flatters almost everyone, especially women over 60. It gives shape where you want it, softens where you don't, and moves with your body in the most forgiving way. Unlike boxy cuts or tight button-ups, a wrap blouse creates a natural waistline without feeling restrictive. The overlapping fabric gently crosses your midsection, giving the illusion of a slimmer silhouette while allowing complete comfort. It's the kind of design that works with your shape, not against it. The key is balance. Avoid the thin, clingy materials that show every line. Instead, look for soft, viscose, jersey, or lightweight silk that drapes rather than stretches. A slightly longer hem that falls just below the hip gives the most flattering proportion, especially if you like to move freely without constantly tugging your top down. Colors matter too. Deep teal, dusty rose, or soft ivory bring warmth to mature skin tones. If you love prints, try small blurred florals or subtle geometric patterns. They add interest without overwhelming your frame. One of my clients, a 67-year-old artist, once told me she stopped wearing fitted clothes after retirement because she didn't want to show her stomach. I suggested a wrap blouse in soft navy with side ties. When she tried it, she looked in the mirror and said, "I feel like myself again, but better." That's the quiet magic of a good wrap. It gives back your shape without shouting about it. For casual days, pair it with white jeans or linen pants. For evenings, try it with a sleek skirt or wide-leg trousers and statement earrings. If you want more coverage, layer a neutral camisole underneath. It adds comfort and confidence without changing the style. And here's a small trick. Tie your wrap just slightly off-center, not directly in the middle. That diagonal line draws the eye down and slims the waist beautifully. When summer arrives, most of us start the same battle. How to stay cool without losing that sense of polish. We reach for loose t-shirts or sleeveless tops, only to realize they rarely flatter us. That's where the linen tunic quietly steps in. It's the piece that keeps you comfortable, covered, and effortlessly elegant all at once. Linen has a kind of honesty that no synthetic fabric can imitate. It breathes with you, drapes naturally, and tells the story of real life. A life well lived. You don't have to iron it into perfection. Its charm lies in those soft creases that move as you do. It's elegance without effort. The key is balance. Choose a tunic that skims your body instead of hiding it. Look for 3 mower sleeves, a split hem, maybe a slightly longer back. These little details elongate your frame and add movement. A collar or small V-neck keeps the neckline open and flattering. When it comes to color, think calm and grounded, ivory, oat, misty blue, pale sage. These shades reflect light beautifully against mature skin and silver hair. Bright neons or heavy prints fight with the fabric's natural soul. They belong to another story. Pair your linen tunic with white cropped pants or slim trousers, a woven tote, and simple sandals. The look says, vacation ready, even if you're just running errands. Add a pair of earrings or a scarf if you want to lift the mood. Last summer, I met a friend for lunch on a terrace by the sea. She wore a linen tunic in soft cream, slightly wrinkled from the drive, with tan trousers and sandals. She looked radiant, relaxed, authentic, alive. No tight clothes, no effort, just ease. People turned to look, not because she was dressed up, but because she looked at peace in her own skin. That's what linen does. It brings quiet confidence. It reminds you that at 60 or 70, style doesn't mean pretending to be 30 again. It means knowing what truly feels like you. So when the heat rises and you start reaching for anything loose, pause for a second. Reach for linen instead. Let it move, breathe, and live with you. Because true summer elegance isn't about chasing trends. It's about wearing comfort like confidence. And linen, my dear, never goes out of style. There's a quiet kind of power in a well-fitted cotton shirt. It's not dramatic, not trendy, but somehow it always looks right. For women over 60, this piece becomes the foundation of an I've got it together look, even on days when you don't feel that way inside. The secret is structure, not stiffness, just enough shape to lift your posture and frame your face. A cotton shirt with gentle tailoring through the shoulders and a curved hem gives your silhouette definition without effort. Avoid those paper-thin versions that cling or turn sheer under sunlight. Instead, look for medium-weight cotton or poplin with a bit of texture. It holds its form, breathes well, and gives you that crisp, confident line. White is timeless, of course, but try soft stone, pale blue, or warm blush for variety. These subtle hues bring light to the complexion and look sophisticated without shouting for attention. And sleeves, always worth a moment. Rolled to the elbow, they instantly feel more modern and relaxed. It's a little trick that shows off your wrists, jewelry, and a touch of movement. One of my favorite styling memories is from a 65-year-old client who told me she didn't wear shirts anymore because they felt too stiff. I convinced her to try one in heavy cotton with mother-of-pearl buttons and a slightly boxy cut. She wore it open over a tank top with linen trousers. When she saw herself in the mirror, she whispered, "Oh, that's me." That's what a great shirt does. It brings you back to yourself. It sharpens your outline, lifts your mood, and makes you look effortlessly capable. For casual errands, half-tuck it into jeans or chinos and add loafers or slip-ons. For something neater, button it fully and pair with tailored pants. You can even tie it at the waist over a dress for that spontaneous, I just threw this on energy. If you want to modernize, skip harsh contrasts. Instead of black and white, try white with beige, blue with ivory, or blush with gray. Soft combinations feel polished yet natural. And don't underestimate the power of a collar. It frames your face beautifully, especially if you wear glasses or silver jewelry. It creates that subtle lift that photographs well and gives your outfit presence. The structured cotton shirt isn't about making a statement. It's about quiet confidence, neatness, and knowing that some classics never need improvement. Because sometimes, elegance isn't the dress you buy. It's the shirt you never stopped wearing. Some fabrics just know how to make you feel light again, and chiffon is one of them. It moves, it floats, it flatters. There's an ease to it, like a soft breeze that never asks for attention, but changes everything around it. For women over 60, chiffon is the secret to looking refreshed without trying. It's not about hiding age, it's about reflecting light in the right way. The airy texture softens lines, brightens skin, and adds a sense of motion that feels alive. The key is in the sleeves. Those delicate details, a flutter, a bell, a gentle puff, bring grace with every movement. They create that soft rhythm as you walk, lift a glass, or wave hello. A blouse with a subtle ruffle or layered sleeve draws the eye away from the upper arm and adds a feminine charm that never feels forced. Choose your chiffon wisely. You don't want it see-through or clingy. Look for double-layered chiffon or one with a soft lining so it drapes naturally. A matte finish feels more refined than a glossy one. Colors make all the difference. Pale blush, powder blue, sage, or champagne beige. They brighten the complexion and pair beautifully with silver or pearl accessories. Avoid loud patterns or oversized florals. They compete with the delicacy of the fabric. Instead, go for small prints or solid tones that let the texture do the talking. When styled right, a chiffon blouse can go anywhere. Pair it with wide-leg trousers for dinner, a midi skirt for an afternoon out, or even jeans and flats for an easy weekend look. It brings that soft sophistication that works day to night. I remember meeting a lovely woman at an art exhibit. She must have been around 70. She wore a light gray chiffon blouse with slightly flared sleeves and a silver necklace. She didn't stand out because of color or sparkle. She stood out because she moved with grace. Every step was light, every gesture gentle, and the blouse followed her like a quiet echo. That's the beauty of chiffon. It makes you feel like you're floating through your own story. And if you ever worry that you've lost your glow, try it. Slip on a blouse that catches light as you move. You'll be surprised at how something so soft can make you feel so strong. Because looking youthful isn't about pretending. It's about movement, softness, and light. And chiffon gives you all three. Not all timeless pieces come with structure or sharp lines. Some speak in softer tones, effortless, free, and beautifully imperfect. The peasant blouse is one of those treasures. It carries a certain spirit, a little romantic, a little nostalgic, yet always modern when worn with the right touch. For women over 60, it's the perfect balance between ease and refinement. It says, I'm comfortable, but I still care. The modern peasant blouse is not the oversized hippie version from decades ago. The new interpretation is refined boho, lighter fabric, subtle embroidery, and carefully placed gathers that flatter your figure instead of swallowing it. Look for cotton voile, light gauze, or linen blends, materials that breathe and move naturally. Colors matter deeply here. Think cream, ecru, soft blush, or dusty blue. Tones that look like they belong to nature, not a trend rack. If you love embroidery, choose small motifs in tone-on-tone thread or soft contrast, not loud patterns. The goal is to look artful, not costume-like. One of my favorite memories is of a woman I met at a Sunday market. She must have been around 68. She wore an ivory peasant blouse tucked into tan linen trousers, a leather belt at her waist, and her silver hair tied back in a loose bun. There was nothing extravagant about her outfit, yet she looked radiant, calm, strong, and quietly alive. That's the magic of this blouse. It doesn't age you or try to hide you. It simply reveals the best of who you are. For everyday wear, pair your peasant blouse with jeans or straight trousers. For a more polished look, tuck it into a long skirt and add a delicate necklace or lightweight scarf. It transitions beautifully from morning errands to an evening dinner outdoors. And don't be afraid of texture. A few wrinkles, a touch of hand embroidery, a slightly uneven thread. Those are marks of authenticity. They give your outfit character, the same way life gives you stories. The peasant blouse celebrates individuality. It's a reminder that elegance doesn't have to be sleek or controlled. Sometimes it's simply free. When you wear it, you don't just look stylish, you feel grounded, connected, and beautifully human. Because real sophistication isn't about perfection, it's about soul. And the peasant blouse has plenty of it. When you step back and look at these 7 blouses, it's easy to see why they've never gone out of style. They're not loud, not trendy, not chasing attention. They simply work. Each one tells a small truth about beauty at this stage of life. The silk blouse reminds us that softness can still shine. The bow tie blouse proves that femininity and strength can live together. The wrap blouse gives us shape without struggle. The linen tunic whispers ease. The cotton shirt brings quiet confidence. The chiffon blouse floats with lightness. And the peasant blouse keeps us grounded in grace. When you put them together, you see something bigger than fashion. You see the story of women who have lived, learned, and refined their style. Not for others, but for themselves. Because after 60, style isn't about impressing anyone. It's about feeling at home in your own skin, knowing what flatters you, what frees you, and what makes you feel quietly beautiful. So the next time you open your wardrobe, don't ask, what's trendy right now? Ask, what feels like me today? Because when you wear what reflects your spirit, you'll never look out of date. Timelessness, after all, isn't about time. It's about truth and the confidence that never fades.